Hello, guys. This is Falcon from the future. So, we kind of mention it in this podcast, but we did record a podcast where we talk about our tokusatsu hot takes, which is a topic that is oddly cursed for a podcast. We've tried having podcasts talking about this topic multiple times. For some reason, the audio gets corrupted in all of them. So, just for the sake of confusion, that we did record that before this one, but it unfortunately is going to be unreleased due to the audio corruption. So, yeah, just want to let you guys know that.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Falcon Punchcast. This time we're on episode 5. And I am joined once again with my good friend Hamza, aka Darth Messiah.
Yo, what's up?
So yeah, it's been a while since we last recorded.
I went on vacation, and a bunch of stuff happened, and I think for you as well, like a lot. It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good couple weeks. Even though I feel most of the time we start off these episodes, it's been like that, and I think it's always the same reason. One of us goes on vacation. I don't think we actually record these weekly as we initially planned, but that's life.
Yeah, that's life. Life just happens. Yeah. And in fact, when I'm gonna get another job. So like, I don't know. Oh, but that might not change it that much. But still, we're just gonna have to record instead of like, I don't know, 4 o'clock, like 8 o'clock or something. Yeah.
It's like, shit, I gotta find a new co-host.
No. We are gonna. This is gonna go on for 100 episodes, and yeah.
Yeah, 100 episodes. We're gonna be the biggest podcast. Joe Rogan.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Could you imagine?
No,
no, I can't even.
We'll be. We might become like, I don't know, nerdy Joe Rogan, if that makes sense.
The nerdy Joe Rogan for nerds.
Yeah, Joe Rogan for nerds.
I really know nothing about Joe Rogan. I've heard so many people talk about it. I've only absorbed him through like osmosis. Like, I have really no idea about anything.
Oh, that's that's a blessing, actually. Yeah,
so I'm not even sure if being Joe Rogan for nerds is even a good thing or not.
He's good in some ways, he's bad in others. Yeah, let's not talk about Joe Rogan. Let's talk about actual like
we should go back to Anyways, so the podcast has been going well. We're both very happy to see so many positive comments.
Yeah, keep them coming. Like, it lets us know that, okay, we're doing something right. And like, hey, if you have any suggestions or comments on like what you want, like, I don't know, different topics, or like, I don't know, maybe a particular segment you want us to do, or if you just want us to stop talking about, I don't know, Toku entirely, which I don't think will happen, but like, again, let us know.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we could probably, because like the episode that we had recorded before this was the Tokusatsu hot takes. I figure if we're going to do something that niche, maybe move that for the end going forward rather than the beginning. But I don't know. We're still, in our early days. So
we're only 5 episodes in. Calm down. Yeah.
Calm down. I think that calm down was for no one.
No, not for you. Like, any fans, like, why aren't they perfect? I'm like, yeah, because we're new.
Why aren't they perfect? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been running the YouTube channel for 10 years. I don't even think my channel's been perfected. So.
Oh, no. People love your channel. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but like in terms of like the direction of content, because
okay.
I got jump scared by myself on my TV the other day.
By yourself?
Yeah. Okay. I'll show you. I'll explain.
Okay.
I was chilling, watching YouTube videos on my TV, and I don't know, the YouTube app for like has kind of changed, and certain things have been moved around and everything. Okay. So I was trying to go to my watch later playlist too, like see some things I put in there throughout the day, and then like on the bottom I see a picture of myself in sunglasses. I'm like, what the fuck? And then, like, I scroll down and it's like an old ass playlist from back when it was very popular in the anime community back in the day. It was called like the 12 Days of Anime, in which like kind of around like the 12 days of Christmas, every day for those 12 days we'll like talk about our favorite anime moment of the year or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And that was back when I did vlog style videos, and I'm like, oh my god, I had like my old sunglasses, which I don't even have those sunglasses anymore. I don't know what happened.
Oh, you don't? I thought you still had that.
No, I don't. I honestly do not know what happened. I think they got lost in the move when I went from like Dubai to America.
Oh, damn. So a major piece of Falcon Punch lore is gone now. It doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, I forgot if we talked about it on this podcast or separately, but whenever I used to make an anime recommendation, I used to wear like a leather jacket called
You
the recommendation jacket. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I used to wear a leather jacket whenever.
Because of the videos I've seen, there's no jacket. It's just you in a shirt.
You saw me back when I only you saw me in better days. This was I'm talking about early YouTube. Like I used Window Live Movie Maker. I didn't have access to Sony Vegas yet.
Oh, this is like early Falcon Punch. Okay,
yeah, this is like high school, first year university Falcon.
Okay, all right.
The cringe years, the videos I do not like being reminded of, especially like on my TV at like 9 p.m.
Are these the ones you privated because the anime club found out?
No.
Oh, okay.
Those are like my more thirstier videos.
Yeah, by the way, the anime, just because the audience doesn't know, I mean, we shit on this anime club a lot. I'm starting to.
They were one of the best. We actually did get a comment saying they just want a whole podcast, which maybe we could do for both our anime clubs. That could definitely be an episode later down the line.
Mine doesn't have any stories, honestly. It's just like there's more behind the scenes drama. When it comes to like actual members interaction, everybody was apathetic towards it, so there's really not much. The way it formed was very interesting, but anyways, that's the story for another time. But yeah, the anime club found out about your YouTube channel, and then they started making fun of it like quite a lot. I remember.
Yeah, because they went all the way to the beginning, which I'm like, you don't do that to someone's YouTube channel. You don't go to the very first video and watch that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh god, yeah, I remember you like.
And it wasn't even an anime video. I think they watched my Amazing Spider-Man 2 review that I did like in front of a camera.
You reviewed.
For some reason, I decided.
You reviewed normie movies.
I had no idea. In the beginning, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was doing anime and manga. I was talking about cartoons. I was talking about movies. I was talking about music. I was talking about like random discussions. I just had random discussions. It was just like, I have an idea for a video. I'm just gonna put it out there. So
nice.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't recommend going back to those videos. And like, see, some of those videos only worked because back then YouTube had video responses. So some of my videos were video responses. So like now that that's kind of dead, doesn't really make those. And it was like stupid, like, oh, what's my favorite anime weapon? And I just made a video on it. Like, honestly, those could have been like a podcast.
Yeah, a podcast topic. Yeah.
But that's back when I had like 100 subscribers and only like 2 of them were active.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I remember like once I reached like 200 subscribers, I'm like, you know what? It's good to have more subscribers, but like I'd rather have a more active community.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, engagement is always better than like the subscriber, which is important.
Because that's why you make a video. Yeah, that's why.
Also, like people are actually like saying something rather than just being a silent like watcher, which is fine. I'm not blaming anybody who's just like watches and then like leaving. Yeah, that's me too.
I am a silent watcher. I barely comment on anything. Like I feel I mainly just comment on Anime Heroes videos just because we're like buddies. But even then, sometimes I forget to, and then I kind of feel bad. But I'm like, I don't really comment. There's like there's thousands of YouTube channels that I like. I don't even listen. I like VTubers. I have one VTuber in particular that I like, and I'm a member of. I have never commented on a stream of theirs. So yeah,
Wait,
I just
you never super chatted.
No, I'm just a member, and I like every video because I'm simple like that. But like, yeah. So I'm just weird when it comes to like, as it is Twitter. I'm just like, I remember I was doing the media thread thing to encourage myself to post more on there. But then I'm like, what if I start annoying people with the media? So I just stopped doing it.
No, but you brought it back. You did Super Mario Brothers, like the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've there's probably like multiple things I've watched from months ago that I haven't put on there, and I probably will. But like, well, now the secret's going to be exposed now. But I'll probably, I just saw these movies, even though it was like 5 months ago.
Just say you watch it. Don't give it like a particular time. Like just say, "Oh, I watched this show," and then just move on to your like what you want to say. Like don't mention it.
Actually, reminded me of one of the movies I watched literally just because it was about like a concept I liked, but I wound up not even liking it.
God.
Well, see, this is probably going to sound very me once I explain it to you.
Okay.
There's this movie called Evolution.
Oh, okay.
For those that don't know, we talked about it like at the end, I think, of the second podcast. But I'm really into like speculative evolution.
Yeah, cryptozoology.
Just like, yeah, I'm really into all that. Just because it's more monsters, and I love monsters, and I'm the type of like little weirdo that like wants as much monsters shoved into my face as like humanly possible.
This is becoming a problem. Like other people have addictions to like I don't know drugs, sex. It's monsters.
I just want monsters constantly in my face, not even in a sexual way. I just think they're cool. I want to be constantly surrounded by them. But anyway, so there's this movie called Evolution, and I think it's like the same team that did Ghostbusters, and they wanted to do like another Ghostbusters.
Okay, all right. I didn't know it was the same team that.
So this was like back in like the 90s or 2000s.
Yeah.
And so basically, like a comet comes down, hits like a cave, and these two scientists find it, and it turns out this like asteroid starts producing life, and at first it starts off with like little bugs and plants, but then it quickly evolves into like fucking dragons and other weird monsters, and now the scientists have to like form a ragtag team with the army and like start killing.
Oh, is it the one with the smiley face and the three like eyes? Oh, yes. Okay. I've seen the poster for this. Okay.
Yeah. See, I remember as a kid, I think my parents must have rented it, and they tried making it into a cartoon, but it failed.
Oh my god!
They tried making it into like they tried making it like a Men in Black Ghostbusters kind of situation, but it didn't do that well. But like, I thought the concept was really cool, but like, from the evolutionary side, they just went from like little bugs and all of a sudden dragons and yetis. I'm like, oh, that was quite the leap.
It's gotten pretty decent reviews, surprisingly. Like it's not. I was expecting it to be like horrible.
It was like a high 6, low 7 out of 10 kind of deal.
Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe I'm getting. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just.
It has like pretty decent actors like David Duchovny, Julianne Moore. Goddamn the Bangkok American Pie guy. Yeah.
I think like I saw a couple scenes because there's this one scene where like I think like a monster goes up one guy's ass.
Oh, of course.
And they're trying to get it out of him. So I think I remember that as a kid, and then I remember the logo, but then I actually saw the movie for myself. So I mean, it had some cool practical effects, and the monster designs were kind of cool. Like when they had the 8-man, that's all practical. That was probably the coolest
this
thing.
This feels very them like, oh, let's make our own Men in Black movie.
That's essentially what they wanted. They wanted to turn it into a franchise, which this leads up perfectly to like one of our main topics we decided for this podcast, and just like how a lot of franchises just refuse to die.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this when the whole Harry Potter thing was announced, that they're going to make a live action TV show that's going to last at least like 10 years or 10 seasons or whatever. So it made me wonder, like, okay, so Harry Potter's coming back. We're going to get a new TMNT movie in August. There's a Transformers movie coming.
Produce a show.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
I would imagine they're probably going like, oh, here's the movie, and then like a couple months later, oh, here's a show. Like
okay.
I don't see them not doing that.
I was expecting I was expecting them only make a movie franchise. Like, okay.
I mean, they can do both, but like there has to be a TMNT cartoon. Like I would be surprised if they didn't.
They didn't. So then we've got a Transformers movie coming out. I think like in June, like next week or so, something like that. Yeah, The Rise of the Beasts or something.
I can't keep up to date with these movie releases.
Yeah. So then it got me wondering, because like being a DC and Marvel fan, like these are characters that never, like, their stories just keep on going. They never die. They never end. But then we got like other stuff, like Dragon Ball is still going. Naruto in the form of Boruto is still going. Then you have like Star Wars, which is also its own never-ending franchise. Star Trek, which neither of us watch, but like it's a big sci-fi franchise that's still going. Then from the Toku side, you've got like Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Tokusatsu have been going on since the 60s. They've taken breaks in the middle, but there's still like So it made me wonder, like, when we hit like 2050 or something, like, do we still want these franchises at that time? Should they end? Shouldn't we move on? Do we want to move on? Or like, are we just happy? Because I honestly, listen, I don't know the answer to these questions myself. I think that there is no proper answer, to be honest.
Yeah,
but it's just
really
like us.
Depends. It's like almost like, I guess, like a supply and demand thing. If there's enough demand for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so for example, like Kamen Rider. As long as Toei seeds money in it and it is profitable, they'll keep making it. But then also, like, from the fan perspective, like, do we want to keep watching Kamen Rider until, I don't know, the end of time? or be like, you know what? I've watched, like, I don't know, 20 shows. I'm good. I get the belt concept and I'm done.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure for like Kamen Rider, it's more for like, because there's, unless humanity just stops having kids, there's always going to be a wave of new generations that are going to be getting into Kamen Rider or Star Wars or XYZ.
True. So,
Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, like Toku, I think is a bit fine in the sense that we're getting new waves of new characters and whatnot. And they might repeat certain concepts, but still new to all these new generations. But like, Harry Potter, superheroes, like American superheroes like Superman, Batman, and all them.
Yeah,
you're generally following the same. Like, at least Harry Potter, you could probably branch out to the wizarding world, but for the most part, we just want to follow Harry Potter. So it's just like that is where it becomes a bit difficult. And like, okay, how long can we keep these guys going?
Yeah, because I was thinking about it, because like Batman's like 80 years old, I think, right now. I think what is it? Superman is hitting, like, I think also 80. I think all of them are like at least 70 plus years old. So there's like more than more than a lifetime, actually, I think.
Yeah, they're all like senior citizens at this point.
At this point of like Batman, Superman stories and stuff. But like, I don't know, people still want more of them, even though I'm pretty sure that people haven't read all of, like, every single Spider-Man story out there or every single Batman story out there. So it makes me wonder, like, okay, but like, at one point, do we just move on from them? Or at one point, like, and move on in both terms, and sort of like, the company moves on that produces them, and as fans, we move on? Or do we not want to? Do we like, no, I want Star Wars things till the end of time, until I die? Which is interesting, because I'm like, do I want, because I don't even know myself. Like, do I want that? Do I not want that? Like, geez.
See, it's weird. It's kind of interesting, because I think we talked about it on a podcast, how like for like Grendizer with your dad, he was kind of, like when your dad was like talking about Star Wars, like, oh, it's cool that something from my childhood is still relevant today.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of that, but I think the way we've gone about it now, because like right now with reboots, remakes, reimaginings, blah blah blah, You know, because like Star Wars, it was like the thing way back then. Then we had the prequels in like the early 2000s, and then for the most part, we really didn't have anything until the new trilogy.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like boom, TV show, boom, TV show, boom. We're going to do this, boom. We're going to do that. Video game, and just constantly just like shoving it down your throat with this franchise. And I think that's the main thing of it now. Before even thinking about should it end, it's just like now you're just going to be burnt out to the point that you don't even want to see a lot of these things anymore.
For me, I mean, it's a quality issue too. I mean, with Star Wars specifically, because like after Episode 9, I was like, this sucked. This Disney trilogy that came out is horrible. That's my opinion. No hate. If you do like it, that's perfectly valid. Mandalorian brought me back a little bit, but then like Season 2, the ending I wasn't a fan of, even though I know a lot of people like it. I'm not going to spoil it on the podcast, don't worry. Season 3, from what I've heard, is not good. And so like I've really like emotionally detached myself from Star Wars. I'm like, this franchise is not what it used to be. Especially I think Disney has fumbled the ball in a lot of ways with it. And I just want, like with Star Wars, I want like, fuck the Skywalkers. I don't want any of the Skywalkers. I want new characters. Give me new characters, new adventures, new areas of the galaxy that we haven't explored yet. I don't want like the same family drama that we've been watching ever since the 80s. Like, please, can we just move on? Then with TMNT and Transformers, it's weird because they reboot themselves, and each reboot is slightly different. But like I think you said off the podcast when we were discussing it, like they still have to follow an archetype. Like Donnie still has to be the nerd in TMNT. Oraf has to be the hothead. Mikey has to be the party dude. Like we just should sing the song.
Yeah, like literally, there's certain things you can't escape from with like established characters like that. You know, Optimus Prime always has to be like the leader, even though I'm pretty sure there's going to be some Transformers saying, actually in this one he was the yeah. So, but like in general, like there's a certain like status quo a lot of these characters have to like, no matter how many reboots. You know, Superman has like 5 origin stories at this point, but like
so that's interesting because there is a discussion happening right now of like, so because there's a lot of complaints right now with the current Spider-Man comics that are coming out, like literally right now, like as of this recording, that Peter Parker is not acting like how he would, like Spider-Man is not acting like how he would. And so this discussion came on. It's like, well, we want the character to evolve, so he's not going to act like he always does. He's going to change. Then there are other people that are like, no, this is how Peter Parker acts. He needs to act like this. And then there are others like, oh, he needs to evolve. And then there are other people who are like, I've seen Peter Parker do a million things and react a million different ways. Because like each author that writes him, you know, puts their own slight spin on it, right? Some say drastic spin, because some people say like, oh, I don't know, like Dan Slott's Spider-Man is different from like JMS's Spider-Man or something. So that becomes an interesting conversation of like, if we've seen the character act in 100 different ways, then like what even is his like core like personality by that point? So that's but that's a unique like DC and Marvel problem to an extent. Maybe Transformers and TMNT, because they also like stick with core characters most of the time.
Yeah, it's not like I could make a brand new TMNT show and then Donatello is like a Chad football play guy.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Why is that him?
Yeah, why is that him? Like, what? Might as well just make
it's all about the sport, bro.
Yeah, might as well just like make a new turtle by then. Like, why is it even done?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like that's an interesting from like you said, Tokusatsu. I think they're immune to it because like, you know, every Super Sentai show, every Kamen Rider show, it's a new set of characters, new set of abilities. So like they could, there's a lot of experimentation you can do, and nobody will like will go get their up in arms. Like they only lose their shit if like, I don't know, in the new Kamen Rider there's no belt. I think then people will like
and then I think also like they kind of have built in like a protective net from that kind of stuff, is because also like, yes, they probably want old fans returning and everything, but for like a lot of these yearly shows that like Toku does, it's mainly for like the next generation of fans that they're after. So like they don't care if you've seen the same red character 5 times, but like, you know, little Johnny over, but that's probably not a Japanese kid's name, but you know, the little kid right there, he's never seen Super Sentai. He doesn't have like a preconception of how a Red Ranger is supposed to act, so it's brand new to him. But like with like, you know, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Transformers, I feel like it's in a weird place, like where they're trying to appeal to like that new wave audience, but at the same time can't, because they're also still trying to continue stories or appeal to the older fans or fans who have been following shit along since like the beginning or near beginning.
I guess every franchise has to deal with that, because you have the experienced fans, who are like, I've been like, because I mean, again, DC and Marvel deals with this a lot because they're constantly searching for, again, that new audience, but they keep failing at it because they don't know how, and they're always stuck with like the 40 to 50-year-old audience that they've like had since like, I don't know, the 80s or the 90s. And like, and then like they're like, well, we've experienced these type of stories, we want these type of stories, we want these characters, and then so it becomes this like back and forth between that, like this push and pull. So yeah, that's also another thing that like that's difficult, because like, again, like the experienced fans want something, newer fan hasn't experienced anything, so you have to like reimagine it or modernize it if it's an old franchise for them. So yeah, that's good. I mean, I think maybe, I don't know, Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman might be a good litmus test for that, maybe, or Shin Kamen Rider as well, I guess. Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure there's going to be new viewer friendly, but they're also pretty sure they're going to play to like, oh, the experienced like fan of those franchises.
See, that's the thing with the Shin movies, like they kind of do, because you know the director or creators behind them are super fans of respective series.
Yeah.
But like with the Shin movies, I've seen a lot of people come out of them, and all of a sudden they're tokusatsu experts trying to denounce the shows and movies. They like, oh, you know, Shin Godzilla is a fine masterpiece. Meanwhile, Destroy All Monsters is kid crap, and it's like, okay, shut up, you just came here. You don't get the kick.
Oh god. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. Like, I really want to know what like the commenters think. Like what are your thoughts on it? Like, would you be okay if, like, I don't know, pick any franchise that's been going on, I don't know, forever. Like, I don't know, if you're a Star Wars fan, like, do you want Star Wars to end? I don't. I think because like the concept hasn't. Oh yeah, that's another thing. What shows do we think the concept has like been explored to an extent, or do these things have unlimited potential? Because I'm like, you know, because I think like Star Wars, I think, has unlimited potential, possibly.
I mean, you have entire galaxies worth of stories.
Yeah, true. So there's like, that. I am not sure Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, or Ultraman even have unlimited potential, because I think we've seen repetition already. So like, I mean, literally, like Ultraman right now is like going like remaking their like 90s you know, Ultraman shows. So like, you know,
well,
like
the next one actually has stopped that. It looks pretty fucking badass, and they're gonna be adding new kaiju.
Oh, okay. So that's
Ultraman Blazer.
Yeah, okay. He has a gun, right, or something.
And then Ultraman's been trying new things with like the web specials and everything. There's like a web special Ultraman right now, like Ultraman Regulos. Like Tsuburaya is like is experimenting right now. Because they're in a different place from Toei, since they're still kind of financially recovering from you know, before they did the new gen, which is why they're not coming out with like 48 episode plus series. Even though I kind of prefer 25 eps, I kind of actually hope they stay that way and maybe make new shows, because I've heard there is interest for them to make. Because Tsuburaya wasn't just Ultraman; they had other like giant, you know, superhero shows like, you know, Gridman, and I think Iron King was another one of them.
Okay.
Like,
the only one I know,
if they just did another live action Gridman movie.
Yeah, the only one I know is Gridman from Tsuburaya, and then of course the murderous Redman. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Redman.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it would have been cool to see you know, them branch out, but like with Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, I almost feel like they've just submitted themselves into Japanese pop culture. Like it almost feels like it needs to be a constant. Like it almost feels like a Garfield comic almost. Like it needs to
Wait, Garfield
it just feels right.
Garfield is still making
Garfield's
things?
still like ongoing to this.
Oh my god! I did not know that. I thought it ended and we're just like republishing.
And Japan's kind of like the master of just having these things go on forever. Like there's Gogol 13, I think, is still ongoing.
But I think Gogol 13 will die. Oh wait, the author passed away. Never mind. Okay, I was about to say myself. I thought it will end with the.
But I think it's still ongoing. I think, but it's going to be ending soon. But then there's this series called Saze-san, which is like this old school like slice of life show that follows the family.
Oh right, yeah.
Thousands of plus episodes,
and it's still
ongoing to this day. At least I think it is. But like,
almost every Japanese person has like grown up with it because it's just staple of TV. Over
right
there.
So like I feel like there's almost like certain things like that, and again with Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, you're technically getting the same thing, but it's new. You could always do things different. You could always diversify it if you want to. You can't go make a Black Sun. You can make a Shin Ultra. You could go make an adult special series where for some reason the Happy-Go-Lucky Sentai and the special Following the Villainous, there could be like organ harvesting Yakuza. Which actually is a thing that happened in the Sentai series for Kira Miki. It still baffles my mind to this day. But I feel like those kind of allow themselves, and but again, for like Spider-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and everything, it's just like. And
so, like, let me ask you, since you're a Spider-Man fan, if Spider-Man the new arc, let's say he fights. He's done it before, but like he's more of a science guy. But let's say he's fighting like it went full on, like I don't know. Let's say it went on full on Saint Seiya. He fights something magical. He needs magical armor to fight it. Would you be like, no, that's not Spider-Man, ugh? Or would you be like, oh no, this is cool. This is something different.
You're asking the wrong guy for that.
Why? Because you're a because you're the Saint Seiya.
You No, I love like, oh, he has to put on armor? Fuck yeah.
I thought maybe because it's Spider-Man, he has to like swing around and use webs that maybe you'd be like against it.
Well, see, okay, like maybe like a better. I just saw this on Twitter because apparently Miles Morales, how he has like electric powers.
Yeah.
Despite being a spider. So apparently in the comics, there's a panel where he makes like an electric sword, and there's a good chunk of people that think that's absolutely ridiculous. They hate it, and they think everyone that was attached to that is a hack. Even though I think that's pretty fucking cool.
All right, so I am asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, you are asking the wrong person. But like, see, that's the thing with comic books in general, because we could be mad at the current run as long as we want. And yes, there's continuity to an extent. Marvel hasn't had a crisis or anything like that, even though there have been retcons.
Yeah.
The thing is, we've talked about it being like a comic book character is like this never-ending hell. Even if you are a character that is, maybe not as shit on as Spider-Man has been in the past couple years, but like you're always going to reset. Your love interest is going to betray you. You're going to fall in love with someone else. Your kid's going to die. Your best friend's going to betray you. All of a sudden, that never happened. This, that, the other. Now you're a psycho murderous evil guy now for a couple issues, and then you get redeemed, and that was a clone.
Yeah, I mean that because like they say with comic books, it's a never-ending Act 2. There's never an Act 3 because that's like that's where the climax comes in, and that's when things.
Like, has there ever been like for Marvel and DC a characters whose story has just like it's done?
No, Marvel had a thing. They had an imprint, a line of comic books called The End, where it's basically like okay, because the one of the creators, like the higher ups, learned that like, hey, these characters are now being seen as the new myths of like like before we had Norse mythology, Greek mythology. Now these are becoming the new mythology. We talk about like the mythos of Batman more than we do Hercules or something, right? Or yeah. So he was like, okay, but then he disagreed because like myths have a beginning, middle, and end. They don't go on forever. These characters are going on forever. So like, okay, what if we gave them an ending? So you can find like Wolverine the end, X-Men the end, Hulk the end, and stuff like that. So it's like, what if these things had an ending? So you can technically do that, like Marvel has given you that option, and some people just like pick an arc, like because when a writer ends, when a writer ends a run, it's good, like not all of them, but some of them have like they ride off into the sunset ending, like when I was reading Green Lantern, Jeff Johns actually gave an ending for all of them. Like, this is what this Green Lantern is doing in the future. This is what Guy Gardner is doing in the future. This is what Kyle Rayner is doing in the future. So honestly, like, it's up to you. Like, when does it end? Or maybe you have read an ending in mind. Like, okay, that's canon. Like that. Like for me, the ending of Batman is basically Batman Beyond.
Right.
Yeah, but for somebody else, it might be Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
So like so it's like it's up to, I mean, but that's a unique thing because like again, we've had stories going on forever, and there's so many different versions. So like so that's like a unique case with comic books where you can technically, because they're going on forever, jump off at any time, and they're like, okay, that's where I end, that's where I stop. I have read enough Batman to like fill my gut for until I die or something. So maybe that's the case. Maybe these are meant to go on forever. But again, I can't imagine like could you imagine? I don't know. Super Sentai 100-year anniversary.
Would I even be alive for that? we're on the 46th Sentai. So
yeah. You'll probably make it until 80 something, maybe.
Hopefully by then Toei fucking has proper English releases.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, do you see yourself like, again, like by 2050 is too far. Let's say 2035. Do you see, like, I'm still going to be watching Kamen Rider, I'm still going to be watching Super Sentai, still going to be watching Ultraman, and still going to be following other franchises?
See, that's hard to say because
yeah.
I mean, see, we're in a new generation now because it was like, my parents are not really closely following anything they had from their childhoods, but at the same time, nothing they had for their childhoods are like as rampant as they are now. Like, I really feel like this is like a new problem.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, you're kind of right. We are. I mean, maybe
sure
not
my parents had like James Bond and everything. He comes in every now and then, but it's not like, oh, here's a James Bond TV series. Oh, here's the James.
Yeah, I think that's some of it, but it's not as readily available now. And like, for example, like Lord of the Rings is something that, like, I don't know, some you could have technically followed because it's like old and it's one of the like Lord of the Rings is recognized as one of the first like fandoms that's ever like existed. So like you could have followed that, but again, like now it's like, okay, you have the books, you've got the movies, you've got the TV show, and stuff like that.
Apparently, they want to kind of do like a Star Wars thing to that, where they just keep on making content for it.
Yeah, making it like explore Middle Earth, like So you're right. We are like maybe first or second generation that's like going to deal with this new type of like content. We're the first ones dealing with streaming services. We have everything at our command, and stuff, and like in all of recorded history. So like, I don't know if you want to watch, I don't know, all of Scooby-Doo, you can right now.
Yeah, because I like really at least like I can't see my parents doing anything because like, for example, I can't really ask that to my parents because either their thing recently has come back or they just didn't care about it. I'd be more curious than like a long time, like a 50-year-old Spider-Man fan or something like that.
Oh yeah, and comic books you could, if they've like, because that's again they've been around since in its current form since like the 40s. So like you could possibly, but again, I don't know any old school fan. When I hear old school fans, it's wild because they're like, it's weird to them that Iron Man is as big as he is because he was like a C-list character before the movie. Right. Green Arrow, they're surprised people know who that is, even though that's again like a C-D-list character. But now because of the show, people know who people know like, oh, Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, Arrow guy, yeah. So to them it's like very weird. People know who Thanos is, like that's weird to them.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like. Because of Disney and Warner and all these big franchises and they have these copyrights that they got to use and constantly remind you that they own this shit.
Yeah.
Whether it be through a TV series, a shitty live action remake, or whatever. I just feel like a lot of these things will just continue on forever. I can't say if it's a good or bad thing yet. Because, like, for example, right now, you're not enjoying Star Wars. But who's to say in, like, 5 years, there's this baller fucking story that's being crafted through TV series and movies that is, like, brings a whole new light to Star Wars. For
that
a
could happen.
That's going to be their Star Wars. They're going to be like, Luke Skywalker, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually hoping for. That, like, just give me something new. Like, because to me, I believe like the Skywalker saga is cursed because we've got the original trilogy that's amazing. Prequels, I know people love them, but it's like they're very iffy. Then you've got the Disney trilogy, which is also like not good, not great. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I think this story has clearly like hit its limit. Let's like move on to something else. Like they actually made a announcement. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled because now Disney Star Wars has a habit of announcing something then canceling it. That's happened multiple times. The next Star Wars movie that's coming out by the guy who made Logan, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to make a story about the beginning of the Jedi, like the very beginning of the Jedi and the Force and all of that. So like, okay, that's interesting. That's new. But it has nothing to do with Skywalker shit. Thank God. It's something new.
The end credit scene. It's like,
oh no! I will.
I have a vision from the Force.
I will take a shit into the popcorn bucket and then throw it at the screen. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
and it could. I think it could apply to like I think Toku as well. Like if you're not enjoying the current season, oh just wait, there's going to be a new season around the corner. You might like that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. Like I remember, right now with the whole Reiwa era, a lot of people have not been like, there's people that didn't like 01, there's people that didn't like Saber, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to tap out a Kamen Rider for a bit. I'll come back in a couple years, and you could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people like Ninja Turtles even. Oh, I'm not really feeling Rise. I wish they were as nice as the scenario we created. I'm just gonna sit Rise out, even though in reality, fuck Rise.
Yeah,
I like Rise, but it has problems. I do recognize those problems, but like I feel people are like a little too rude to it in the beginning, and now now that it got canceled, people like it. But,
that's
see, you always have the option. You could just sit it out. I didn't like Jurassic World, so I didn't see the third one.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Wake me up in 10. I still have not seen it. Wake me up in 10 years when we get the dinosaur hybrids.
We're never getting that. We're never getting. You'll get dinosaur hybrids. You won't get dinosaur human hybrids. That's not happening. There is a X-Men a mutant who's named Reptile. He can I don't know. His powers are dinosaur related, so there's that. I mean, that's the closest you get.
His powers are dinosaur. The power of dinosaur.
yeah, because he's got like dinosaur like velociraptor legs. That's what I've seen with a tail and like dinosaur arms. So I think
even moving away from
and in One Piece, there's that one pirate who can turn himself into a dinosaur. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's this topic. That's as far as you're gonna get with this concept. I mean, guarantee it. I will personally.
I'm pretty sure eventually.
Someone out there will make Shaheen's dream come true of a dinosaur human movie.
There was a TV show I watched as a kid that was kind of similar to that. It was called Dino Sapien.
It was really
a Discovery Kids TV show. Yeah. At the time, I thought it had good graphics, but it's really bad. But it's like there's this like camp outside, and this one girl comes across like a dino human kind of guy called Echo. He's like a dinosaur, but he's a Dino Sapien, so he kind of walks on. He's a bit more intelligent than your average dinosaur, and I think later on he could talk. And they came from like this underground crater, and I never got a resolution to that TV show because like.
It got canceled.
I didn't have that channel anymore.
Oh, okay.
I
Didn't
think
have
it
this
probably
one.
did get canceled too. I mean, there was a lot of it was constantly having these dinosaur like CG models walking around. I'm pretty sure that took a toll on budget for a show that aired on Discovery Kids, which not that many kids had. So it was kind of like shooting itself in the foot there. But anyways, going back to the franchise thing, that just reminded me of the one franchise that like, oh, I'm going to sit this one out where it's constantly changing. Probably one of the biggest franchises out there, Pokemon.
Oh, right, yeah. That's gonna
Every
go
generation of Pokemon is constantly divided. Of course, you got the Gen 1ers that you constantly got to kiss their dick. Thank you. Here, let me finger you around the corner. But like there's always a new season. We just saw like Ash is finally out of the picture.
True, for the first time.
His dream.
Yeah.
And now we have that new Pokemon anime, which I haven't seen. I haven't heard that many people talk about, so I'm wondering if it's doing good or not.
Yeah, which is strange because like Digimon fans are always happy for new Digimon content. There's no real like divide within them. I think
because like Digimon is like has always been like the lesser talked about of like let's say the big three of collectible. Because it was like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon. I guess Beyblades, but I know Beyblade was popular for you. Where I lived, Beyblade was like for the weird kids.
Oh yeah, no, Beyblade was popular where I lived. Yeah, it was like it took over for a good like a year or two, but then it went away. Like nobody cares about it anymore. Yeah.
When I grew up, it's like Beyblade. That shit's lame. Who the fuck is into Beyblade? It's all about Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. But like the hierarchy was Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and then like the real ones like me were into Digimon.
I mean, I just got it into recently because of the card game. So yeah, but yeah, like see, that's a big thing. Like that's like I wonder how many people were mad that Ash is gone because I think for some people it's like no, that Ash has to be part of Pokemon because that's how it's always been. And then I'm pretty sure there was a divide, and then there was other fans that are like, no, we need to move on from Ash. Like, yeah, he was there. He was for a certain.
To be honest, I'm not sure because to be honest, I saw more people talking about Pokemon when he left than I did when it was still airing.
Still airing.
Probably haven't seen the show in years.
Yeah, but I see, but like I can't imagine like I don't know. I know if like I don't know. I mean, DC has done it in the past, but it was only temporary. Like somebody else taking over the Batman mantle. They've done it multiple times, like twice. But like again, like Bruce Wayne always comes back. So I think like I don't know, comic book fans are trained like, oh no, Bruce will be back. It's fine. Like I guess I get it. Like Azrael has it right now. Oh, Dick has it right now. But don't worry, Bruce will be back. But like if they ever did a permanent change, because they did it for Flash. Like Barry Allen died and Wally West became the Flash for a long time, even longer than Barry actually. But that was accepted. But I'm pretty sure I don't know if you change Bruce Wayne to like I don't know one of the Robins like Tim Drake or Dick Grayson or something. I'm pretty sure people will like lose their shit. So it's interesting. Like some franchises can evolve, some can't. Yeah.
Yeah. For that just reminded me of Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Like in continuity, are Flash and Wally still like Flash? Like, are they both still around as Flash?
Right now, yes, they're both Flash.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how they're both Flash. One is on the Justice League. Okay, how do I? So one is on the Justice League and doing multiverse shit. One is just regular Flash in like Central City doing his own thing, like regular superhero shit with family and stuff, and fighting crime. So that's what he's doing. There's 2 Green Arrows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's Oliver Queen and then Connor Hawk. It's because Connor Hawk is Oliver Queen's son, and so when Oliver Queen died, but then that's when Connor Hawk took over. Then Oliver Queen came back. She's like, okay, so like, are you Green Arrow? If you're Green Arrow, then what I'm called. It's like Oliver Queen's like, no, you're Green Arrow, I'm Green Arrow. Fuck it, let's go. So it's like, what?
The whole thing with Spider-Man and Miles is not...
They're both Spider-Man. I don't know. Again, people have complained about that. It's confusing.
Now I'm 100% convinced people that make comic book drama online do not read fucking comic books. Man, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's... But, like, fans are not happy about it. They say it's weird. Because, like, when you say Spider-Man, it depends on who you're talking to. Some people immediately think Peter Parker. Some people are like, oh, which one, Miles or Peter? Because like there's some people that they call Miles Morales. They don't even call him Spider-Man. They just call him Miles. So like that's another. I mean, that's a whole other issue.
That would change with time, because Wally operated as Flash, I guess.
Yeah, but like when Wally was operating as Flash, Barry was dead. It's only recently that he's come back, that they're both operating at the same time. So like, yeah, but like it's still a thing. Yeah, but like so that's interesting. Like I can't imagine, like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, like even in Transformers, Beast Wars, it's like, oh, we're not going to use cars, we're going to use animals, and like became one of the best. Like, I don't know, Transformers TV. I can't watch it. The CGI, I can't stand it. It's so old. I would love a remake of that. Actually, it
definitely has its fans.
Yeah, it definitely has its fans. I'm like, I wonder how many people were like mad about that. But again, that's like the franchise evolving and doing something different.
See, I think like, because as a kid, I always thought that was the cool thing about franchises. I'm like, wow, there's something for everyone. I don't know, I dread the day One Piece becomes a franchise.
It already is, kind of.
I feel like there's things.
It already is.
Well, like, yes, a franchise. But like, I don't want One Piece the end, and then it's like, oh, here's Luffy's son.
Here's Luffy's son, Buffy.
Here's Buffy, and then here is. I guess there's things you could do, because like, expanded universe. Maybe you could do a story that follows the Marines after Luffy becomes Pirate King and his legacy.
Blah, blah, blah. Or maybe you could maybe you could do a spin-off on like just Zoro or just Nami or something
like that. But it's just like.
But you don't want that. You just want, when One Piece ends, you just want it to end, right? Like, you don't want those.
I mean, because like, kind of like, see, I don't know. I say that with Dragon Ball, and like through Super, I'm like, I don't know why this had to continue. Then they made the superhero movie, and like, Gohan had Spotlight again. Piccolo had Spotlight again. We got to see, Gohan's daughter. We got to see like Trunks and Goten, like teenagers now. They're no longer chibi little kids. They're actual teens. I'm like, fuck, now I want to see more of this. So, like, I guess it really depends.
And... Oh, okay. Now that's I think this is the perfect example. Would you prefer option A? Dragon Ball ended when Z ended. We didn't get Super or anything. Okay. Or would you prefer the universe right now where that Dragon Ball superhero movie exists?
See, it's like, it's weird, because I personally, like, it would be just cool, just Z ended and that's it. It probably would have saved a lot of death battles. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, constant power of Ultra Instinct. I mean, there's cool moments that came out of Super. We got the for the anime, at least, there was the cool Ultra Instinct theme song. I mean, I feel like creativity in Dragon Ball kind of died in terms of character design once it went to Super. Like, I really think no new character has a really good design besides.
I mean, because Toyoroma's not designing it anymore, right? It's the other mangaka. I forgot the name.
Toyotaro, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Which, like, they lack like a certain oomph to them that I think Toriyama. I mean, Toriyama is just a good designer overall. Very iconic. So that's kind of a hard act to follow. But see, it's hard. Like, honestly, for this topic, I would really want to speak to like a 60-year-old Spider-Man or Batman, because we're still young. A lot of this is still new to us.
True. Yeah.
But like, can we both see ourselves 20, 30, 40 years down the line? Let's say we have a family. We have, God willing, we're successful people. We're living life.
Then we pass it on to our kids. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. Would we still care about it? Would it just be like we're jaded, like, oh, I had my time for it, but I'm glad my kid is into it? Or is it something I'm still going to care about?
God. I just imagine,
will I
like, I
still
don't
be
know.
following it? Will I still be caring about it? It's hard. Or would it, am I taking my breaks with it?
What I hope, I kind of hope, is actually like Tokusatsu brings something new by then. If what Kamen Rider is to a dad, let's say, I hope the son has something new. Like, oh, this is my Kamen Rider, because like right now it's still pretty much still the big three. Garo is new, but like again, that's for an older audience. But Garo is still young. I'm hoping that, I don't know, something new pops up that challenges them. Like, I don't know, another company in Japan makes a new Toku show that rivals, I don't know, Super Sentai and does something different, or rivals Kamen Rider and does something different.
I mean, there's always like with Toku, you have the local heroes like certain prefectures in Japan.
Yeah, but like again, those are like those are local, and it's like very specific. I'm talking like, because like
like some of them do become big. Like there's Dogengers, which I think was like a group of local heroes, and that actually became pretty popular online for a while, to the point that like they're on a third season. I think they were trying to do an anime at some point. Trigger designed a character for them.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but I want something on the scale of like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, like really like.
I mean, like obviously something like that has to bloom, but like
it's not has to bloom.
Sure Dogengers is going to be the thing that's going to bloom into that, but who knows? Because there were like Toku series that either were like one-offs or like I think Toho actually did have like a Toku franchise. I forgot the name of it, but they had a Toku franchise that had like a couple of seasons, and like it eventually died. It's like one of those things where like people come in, make a few things, but I don't think they've reached the heights. And also, they don't have the backing. Super Sentai and Toei and Kamen Rider have Toei, and really Bandai Namco.
True. Yeah.
And that goes for the big three, because they're different studios. But at the end of the day, everyone bows down to Bandai Namco because they're the ones making the damn toys.
Yeah,
which is how they make their money. So it would be interesting. Again, it would be great to see if Tsuburaya goes back and makes like other giant hero shows like they did in the past.
Or maybe they go small, like make their own. Yeah, or like maybe they go small, like the Ultraman manga or like Netflix show right now. Like, okay, let's try a Kamen Rider Ultraman version, like live action. Like, why always go big? I know that's their thing, and they've perfected it pretty much. But like, maybe try something different. Let's challenge themselves and like, okay, let's go small. Let's go like human level, like human size. What can we do there? That'd be cool. Like, because like, what makes me worried is that like, are we in a way, because like we complain like, oh my god, everything is getting rebooted, everything's getting remade, but like a part of it is that like those things make money and they get attention. So it's like we kind of sort of have ourselves to blame. Like the new Lion King made $1 billion, which it shouldn't have. That thing sucks. It's soulless. But like if you're a studio executive, you're like, I can't blame you if you decide like, oh, we should keep going. We should make more sequels. Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Let's make a live action version of that now. Like,
that's true.
So like
superhero movies, we could complain.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I think some of them are tanking, but like they still make a lot of money. It's just compared to like, compared to Endgame, it didn't make that much money. It's like, well, not everything's gonna make that much money.
Endgame money.
That was a build up. That was
To be fair, like even MCU, I've like stepped out of it. I haven't watched anything from Phase 4 except Spider-Man, and I had to watch Internals because my family wanted to see it. I didn't, but like otherwise I wouldn't have seen that. But I had to go. So other than that, I haven't seen anything I haven't seen any of the Disney Plus shows. For Star Wars, I haven't seen Andor, even though I know that's getting good reviews. I have not seen the Andor show.
I haven't seen like the one to watch.
Yeah. Mandalorian season 3, I haven't, because like again, like that's like I don't have the emotional like investment to, because like I'm like, you're not making anything that like really pops other than Spider-Man, but like that was it.
I mean, I'm still watching Marvel movies. I just wait for them to come out on Disney Plus at this point.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
they've none of them have really grabbed me. Like the only one from this newest phase that I actually did enjoy was Spider-Man. But I think because Spider-Man was like a Spider-Man movie, whereas everything else we've gotten, like Shang-Chi was like another origin story. So like whatever. And then everything else feels.
I mean, it has to, because like it's new. Nobody knows the character, so you got to start.
Yeah, so like that. That's fine, even though then like it has the origin story formula, so it's kind of like I don't know. And also at this point, we're going so cosmic with the MCU. I'm like, is a guy that just punches things with magical fit? Like, is that something we really need right now? I'm sure they're going to expand that.
I mean, Batman's in the Justice League and they fight space shit. You've seen the Justice League cartoon. You know how much space shit. Yeah, but see,
like Batman has tech and everything. Like, I don't know much about Shang-Chi, but unless he has some kind of like Saint Seiya armor he puts on, I don't know what he's going to be doing. Like, why didn't he just get a TV show?
By the way, speaking of TV show. By the way, speaking of Saint Seiya, there's a live-action movie out right now. Is anybody talking about that?
Yeah, and it flopped because Saint Seiya just does not work in the U.S. They keep on trying, but like the U.S. has some kind of allergic reaction to Saint Seiya.
Or are they calling it Saint Seiya or Knights of Zodiac? What are they calling it?
I think it's Knights of Zodiac because that's another popular. Because really, where they should be marketing Saint Seiya to is Mexico.
Oh, really? Is that popular there?
It is a big thing over there. Just with Dragon Ball. They like good old Mexico loves the Knights of the
Zodiac. Interesting. Is it even on the Shonen Jump app? I don't know.
Yeah, the manga's in the Shonen Jump app.
Oh, it is.
Anyone
Okay.
Make a big fuss only for one day. One day people cared.
Okay.
The thing that sucks is like Saint Seiya is an important, shonen franchise, and the creator of Saint Seiya is very important to like Battle Shonen as a whole because he's made some series that like, influence a lot of like what Battle Shonen's become. So it's kind of unfortunate that we just keep on getting the one series that keeps them flopping here, but we don't get anything else from him. We don't get Ring Ni Kakeru or like I think I forgot. The other series I'm forgetting, but we don't get anything like Ring Ni Kakeru along with Kinnikuman. I think are like the foundations for like modern day Battle Shonen.
I haven't seen
Kinnikuman. We have, yeah. I mean, I'm a big Kinnikuman fan.
Yeah.
That series continuously surprised me to this day, which is I think a feat that not many mangaka can achieve, but still it's crazy that we just keep on getting that one show but we don't get anything else from them. But yeah, Saint Seiya, I still have only seen like the first I think 10 episodes. I haven't really dived into it much.
I thought you like now. I thought you finished it like beginning to end. Okay, that's
no. I have yet to really fully dive into Saint Seiya. I just think it looks cool and it has a really cool opening.
Okay. So yeah, let us know what you think about this topic, because I think we've like hit everything. Yeah, like it's weird because like I'm just like wondering like when
we can shit talk all these things. We don't like their current directions, but at the same time, anything we've talked about, do we really want them to necessarily end? Like as a whole, they're just done.
Well, I'm trying to think. Is there anything I want?
Like, can I imagine a world without Pokemon? Not really. Can I imagine a world without Batman or Superman? Not really. Or Kamen Rider? Not really.
Yeah, I would like them maybe to take a pause so I can catch up and then give me new stuff.
See, like, I feel like because like right now through Disney and Warner and I guess even Amazon to an extent, since they have like Lord of the Rings. Like their main goal, I feel, is like just to like shove as much content down your throat as possible.
I mean, yeah, it's a streaming service; they have to. Yeah. Put new stuff on, get subscribers.
Yeah, but like, for the movies too, for that matter. Like, I can't keep up with the Marvel movies anymore. It feels like one comes out every month, and like, I don't even care. Like, let me miss you.
People have been saying that.
The heart grow fonder.
Yeah, people have been saying about Star Wars, because Star Wars before would come out like the first Star Wars would come, then the second movie would come 3 years later, then the third movie would come 3 years after that, and so like, and then we had that gap between the prequels and Force Awakens. So people are like, and now, but in the Disney era, we're getting a new thing almost every month or every other month, people are like saying that like maybe Star Wars is one of the things we like. It needs to be an event. If you keep on churning it out, every time, it's not going to feel special anymore. So Star Wars needs to feel special. That's an opinion that certain fans have. That like it's a criticism they have. So like that's definitely something that I've heard about Star Wars.
Because right now I think we're just facing burnout, and then nothing's paying off. Like with the MCU right now, not only are we just getting so much stuff that I don't care anymore, but I also feel like the current direction is like, I mean, they finally introduced Kang. Kang's going to be the big bad guy for this next phase, Kang the Conqueror. But like, would you reveal that in an Ant-Man movie? And then like I know they want to like unleash the Fantastic Four and X-Men. I don't know how they're going to do that at this late of a stage. Like, where the fuck were the mutants this whole time?
There's ways they can do it. Like, I would just prefer. They were always there, but they were hidden. X-Men were doing covert stuff. Now they're out in the open. Fantastic.
I feel like.
Oh, you feel like
Fantastic Four? I feel like you could still probably have them.
If they do it now, like they got hit with the cosmic rays, like right now, maybe I think they could. Like that's one thing.
I feel like you'd have to hear of Reed Richards. Isn't he like the smartest man on the planet or something like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like the first Fantastic Four movie, because they're public figures, I think you have to do the origin story first. Like, oh, the Fantastic Four got made just right now. X-Men, I think you could secretly like do it. Like, oh, mutants were always there, but like you didn't know about them, or they were like, they weren't a factor, but now they are. But again, it does like. I mean, they have to because like they started late, so like I mean that's the only way.
Especially the MCU is in a fucked up world where the Inhumans came first before the mutants.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Your favorite Blackagar Boltagon came before Wolverine. God. Yeah, there you go. Yes.
I would get the Infinity Gauntlet to like specifically fix that.
They get the reality gem and like reverse it. Yeah.
Now reality must become normal.
I mean, they got Spider-Man pretty late too. Like they got it during Civil War, so
that's true. But like, Spider-Man. I mean, see, the thing is, Spider-Man in a weird way had like a long origin story because like.
Oh yeah, true. Like, yeah,
we had Iron Lad for like 3 movies, and then we got Spider-Man.
Oh god, yeah, true. Yeah. Are there anything you're looking forward to from franchises? Like I said, I'm looking forward to from that Star Wars. I think
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Spider-Verse. I think we're both looking forward to the TMNT movie. I think we both like the trailer. And then what else am I looking forward to? Oh, I'm actually looking forward to this Rise of the Beast Transformers movie. I'm hoping it's good because after Bumblebee,
I can't believe it's the 7th movie. That is ridiculous.
Oh, there's one franchise we haven't talked about that's weirdly somehow still going on forever, and is a franchise in and of itself.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, Fast and Furious. I was gonna say.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the only Fast and Furious movie I've only seen 2, like from start to finish, and I think it was like Fast and Furious 8, and then Hobbs and Shaw.
Why did you watch 8 and Hobbs and Shaw? Why? Like I thought you were gonna say 1 and 2.
No. See, my parents have watched, I think, most of all the movies, and then one time, like, oh, we're going to go see a new movie. We're going to see Fast 8. Like, you want to come? I'm like, I haven't seen any of the previous ones. Like, oh, don't worry, it doesn't really matter. Just come in and enjoy that. And I thought it was a fun movie. It was goofy, but like in a fun way. Like, I didn't really see why everyone was so bitchy about it. I think that's the one where, like, towards the end, they're like driving in like Antarctica or something, and there's like a submarine. But I thought it was fun. Hobbs and Shaw, like, I thought it could have been more fun, but it was still like dumb fun. Whatever, it was cool.
But like, were you lost? Like, at all?
Not really. I mean, there's a couple characters that came in. I'm like, oh, these characters have a history.
Yeah, because all of them have history. That's why I was like, I thought you would be lost. But even Hobbs and Shaw have a history. Like, even Hobbs and Shaw have history. Like, they met like in one of the previous movies. I think F7.
I don't know. I think in my head, I'm like, family. I don't know. I literally sat there as smooth brained as possible and just enjoyed whatever bullshit was happening on the screen.
Cars crashing. Okay.
Cars crashing, people punching, and gun shooting.
People punching and making sure that their level of punches were like equal or same as another level of persons of punches if they're like an equal level star.
I cannot believe that was an actual contractual thing. I think that's lame. Like, whatever cool points you have, and you have that on your contract, that's like minus like 100.
Yeah, for those who don't know, The Rock and I think
unbelievably lame.
The Rock and I think the rest of the Fast and Furious cast have like, if they ever have a big fight scene where they're fighting another big star, the fight has to be a draw. So like, if, for example, if when somebody throws a punch, then you respond with a kick. Well, a kick is technically more powerful than a punch, so the next guy has to throw like 2 punches, or like, I don't know, pick him up and throw him onto a table or something. So like, you know, like they have the system where like the combat has to be equal, nobody gets the upper hand. This is real, by the way. You can Google it. This is a real thing they have. I don't know who has it. The Rock definitely has it. Vin Diesel definitely has it. I don't know about the rest of the Fast and Furious cast if they have it.
I'm wondering what it's like for like the Expendable movies. I mean, I don't really remember those movies that well.
Oh, they're bad. They're horrible. It's that's such a good concept. Get all of the 80s and 2000s action stars all together, and they wasted that fucking movie. Oh God. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, but again,
I saw one bootlegged, but that's it. I don't know.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh yeah, John Wick.
Was the third one?
Yeah, there was 3. There was 3. Yeah. I think they just announced like John Wick 5 has started filming.
Oh yeah, I saw that, which relates to like an earlier podcast. Which speaking of franchises, I'm like, okay, now I'm thinking we're going a little too overboard. Especially that we're going to be getting like a John Wick TV series. I'm like, come on, a new franchise.
How would they? See. Okay, one franchise that needs to end, John Wick. Like as far as John Wick is, okay, the John Wick story, I think 4 was the perfect ending, right? If you want to do a spin-off in that world, fine. I'm cool with that. But John Wick specifically, like, I think 4 is an ending. I don't need a 5 or a TV series, whatever the fuck that's going to be. If
in John Wick 4, there was like one character's particular story that didn't get resolution. I could see that being what they're going to do in 5, but I don't think it needs to be John Wick. It could just be in the world of John Wick.
Yeah, whatever you want to call that world. Like, okay, now that world needs a name, I guess. You can't just call it Assassin World. Or maybe you can. I don't know.
Assassin World. Why not?
Yeah.
Doesn't Marvel have like a murder world or something like that? So.
Well, that's a different thing.
Okay.
The Arcade is the villain who makes Murder World. It's like, it's an X-Men. It's an X-Men villain. Yeah.
I see.
So like, or maybe it could be, I don't know. Something, a John Wick story, like how Star Wars is like, a Star Wars story.
I mean, something like that. I don't know, and then, like, not to be mean, but like, you know, movies take time. Keanu Reeves, I mean, he's still like a very fit human being, and like,
true,
he's actually like trained like an actual like, I forgot, he has like some kind of certified license with guns and everything. He's actually pretty skilled at what he does. But
like, how much does he have in him? Because like Arnold Schwarzenegger
is getting older.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone, like I doubt they can do an action scene now. Like unless it's like very, very limited. Like they can't go full on, like, you know. By the way, Arnold Schwarzenegger got a new movie on Netflix. No advertisement whatsoever.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm wondering if it's good. I haven't even heard anyone like tell me if it's good or not.
Yeah, but but again, like I'm like, we need like get new stars in. Like, I mean that's natural because like, you know, time and age and stuff. So, but like, yeah, you guys need to, like, I don't know, or do like more like, I don't know, like I love Stallone in the Creed movies. Like, okay, you're the mentor now. You're teaching him. Like that makes sense. Like that's cool. And like his story with like cancer and everything. Like, okay, this is emotional. This is awesome. Like, it makes perfect sense for the character to transition into this and be this now, and let Creed take over as like, the boxing guy that we root for. Yeah. Oh, that's another. Oh my god! I just realized
the Creed anime.
Oh yeah, you told me. Oh god, I can't believe there's going to be a Creed anime.
No, they're actually making. He went to Michael B. Jordan went to Japan. He even met the guy that does the art for like the redrawn One Punch Man. I forgot his name.
Oh, not one. One is the guy. One is the actual author. Oh god, we're going to get cursed in the comments for this because he made Vagabond. No, he didn't make Vagabond. Sorry, he made I Shield 21. Yeah.
Yeah, or he was the writer or artist for I Shield 21. I think that was still a group effort.
What was his name? Yusuke Murata?
Yes, Yusuke Murata.
Murata,
so like
yeah.
They met each other and then
which studio? Is it Mappa?
Works. That I don't know. I could see it being Mappa.
But yeah,
that's the unfortunate thing. There's a lot of series like, I could see this like Sakamoto Days. I could see this getting an anime, but I'm like, Mappa's probably going to do it. And see, I don't hate Mappa. They make some good anime adaptations, but like something has to get fucked over for it to work. Because, for example, right now there's Hell's Paradise, which was a good manga. I really enjoyed it. And they're doing that right now. Like right after Chainsaw Man, they went to go do Hell's Paradise. And I think they also have Attack on Titan on the way too. Amongst a bunch of other projects. And like it looks good sometimes, but then there's also parts where it looks cheap and the colors I feel are not right. It's kind of like I feel like they stretch themselves out too thin, and I want to see other studios take up projects, but then sometimes I see something, I'm like, I just have a feeling this is going to be Mappa.
Yeah,
like Sakamoto Days. I'm like, that's going to get an anime soon. It's a popular Shonen Jump series. It's definitely going to get an anime soon. But I'm like, Mappa.
But like also so okay, I just realized Rocky franchise is a big franchise now because you have the 6 Rocky movies and then you had Creed, and like you can see that transition, which is also fascinating. Like somebody else took over and like making that in that universe and making their story their own. I can't believe we skipped over that. Jeez. Okay. I just realized right now that Rocky is a major franchise now, I guess. Yeah. Rambo too, but like
Rocky. Maybe that's like an answer to our question because technically it evolved into a new franchise.
Yeah, it evolved into a new.
Like Stallone's kind of kicked out of it now at this point.
Yeah, which is sad. Yeah, because like he's not in Creed 3 at all. He was having apparently a dispute with the studio over something, and then like but like filming went ahead anyway. But yeah, that is something interesting. Yeah, because like a dad could be like, I love Rocky, and then a kid could be like, I love Creed.
And I think I did hear they're planning on doing something with like Creed's daughter, so it's going to be like, damn, this is like the JoJo of boxing.
So Rocky trained Creed. Creed trained. I'm assuming Creed trained his daughter. Geez, interesting, huh? Yeah, that's wow. I just realized that just blew my mind. Okay,
they start getting birthmarks, and they have like a
oh god. By the way, JoJo's ending with part 8, right? Or no?
9.
Oh, we're in part 9 right now.
It's already out.
Oh, part 9's already out.
Part 9's
okay.
Already out. JoJo Lands, I think is what it's called. Takes place in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. So, interesting. Yeah, I mean JoJo's JoJo. It can do whatever, and like nothing will be wrong.
I mean, I'd be curious if Rocky just stops, or if he's just going to make something
new. Yeah. Or it's still JoJo, but no stands. It's a new power thing. Because remember, we moved from Hamon to stands. So, like, I don't know, maybe we moved from stands to something else.
I mean, he did say it's the final JoJo part. Like, creators could always change shit. But
True. Yeah.
I am curious on, like, if he actually does stop. Like, I'm always curious where these people go when they're done with their big series. Like, I'm curious.
And I'm sure they relax. They relax a bit. As if you're a mangaka, you're like, okay, I'm taking a break for like 10 years because I suffered for 10 years.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Kishimoto hasn't come out and done anything big in a while. I mean, he did.
No, he did. He did Samurai. He did Samurai 8, which got canceled.
Yeah, but he hasn't come back. You know, he hasn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, he could live on like Naruto, I guess, for decades still.
True. I'm just curious, like what else is in the think tank for a lot of these people, like if they still have it, or if that was like their thing. Like,
I wonder if they hunger for it. Because I wonder if they if they hunger for it again, because Toriyama wanted to do those two movies, like Battle of the Gods and what is the other one? Shit, I forgot the other one's name.
Resurrection F.
Yeah, Resurrection F. He wanted to do those two movies because, like, yeah. So maybe I don't know. It's like I think it changes from author to author. Some of them are like, you know what, I'm done. I've said all I need to say. Some are like they hunger to like go back and like I don't know. Maybe you relive the glory days. Maybe I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just curious because I know Oda has expressed that he does want to do a mecha series one day,
which would be awesome. Yeah.
Right. Which I think he kind of lives out that dream through Frankie and like the most current One Piece arc, kind of for a bit, for a couple chapters. So like, there's that, and then there's like certain mangaka, like for example, like Hirokoshi with Hero Academia, like throughout. Over time, either seeing like some special sketches he does, or even certain parts of Hero Academia, I'm like, this dude could probably make a really cool like supernatural or horror series. And I'm curious if he has something cooking in his brain of his like after Hero Academia, if he'll go for something like that, or if he's just done. Who knows? Because Hero Academia is wrapping up, Jujutsu Kaisen is wrapping up.
Yeah, Shonen Jump has been pretty good most of the time. Naruto and Dragon Ball being the exception. Of them, like a franchise ends, they move on to the next thing.
I guess that's true. It's not like after Yu Hakusho we got spin-offs, or after Rurouni Kenshin's still around.
Yeah, but like it's like, but they didn't like. It's like they didn't stop. Like we got a new hit series after that. We got Demon Slayer, then we got Jujutsu Kaisen, then we got Hero Academia, and then
like Demon Slayer, there was restraint. Like it just ended.
Yeah, but like they've been pretty good about like, okay, there's all like they captured the next big franchise and like were able to make it flourish at least. They didn't.
Well, we're saying that now. We don't know. It's not like GT came out and Super came out as soon as Dragon Ball ended. So who knows? In like 10 years, there's gonna be like,
oh right, yeah, true.
Demon Slayer in modern day Japan.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm groaning, but like, who knows? Maybe it's amazing. I don't know.
It could be. Who knows? You don't know. But that could be a creative idea. What kind of breathing styles they start making. Or I'm a descendant of Tanjiro, and the main character of Demon Slayer. Blah blah blah. Something like that. So like, I think most concepts can work. It just really, really depends on who's behind it. Is there passion behind it? I feel that's what really boils down, because we could groan about a lot of things, but like people are apparently sick and tired of superhero movies. But then when Spider-Man came out, everyone was pretty excited for Spider-Man. Everyone's pretty excited for Spider-Verse. And it's not like, Spider-Man is just a way better superhero than all these other superheroes. It's just like there's more of a vision and passion with what's going on with Spider-Man when compared to everyone else, who feels like they're just there to set up new things for other characters.
Same thing with the Batman, the latest Batman movie. Like, I mean, that didn't make $1 billion, but I think that was a big hit.
It was loved critically and what's the other word for that?
Financially,
public audience.
Oh, okay.
Financially, it was. Everyone seemed to enjoy that,
except for my sister and dad. They slept during the movie. They fell asleep.
Well, my parents didn't like it. They thought Batman got beat up too much. And
same for me. Like I told them, I loved it. It was a detective movie. Batman was like struggling because it's supposed to be like
my parents don't know that. They only know him as the guy that punches people at night.
Yeah, yeah. They were like, "Oh, he didn't do any detective work. Everybody else did detective work for him." I'm like, "No, he did. He didn't do detective work." And then I don't know. It was like.
I personally felt it was a little too long. Like I almost felt like this should have just been like an HBO Max TV series. I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that.
They're going to be doing a Penguin TV series for some fucking reason.
Yeah, they're going to be doing a Penguin TV series. The Penguin from the Batman movie, the latest one. The Colin Farrell.
No, it's going to be Danny
DeVito. Oh God! I know he's way too busy doing Always Sunny in Philadelphia for that.
So it's
So it is
like really time will tell with a lot of this stuff.
True. Time will tell. I think then it's like, Joe, just enjoy it. Okay, maybe read it. Enjoy it while it lasts, because who knows if it'll be there.
I'm actually really curious about is when is the MCU going to end? Because it's all connected. It's kind of fucked itself over like that. Now they're becoming the comic books. when does this end? After King, where do you go? Galactus?
I'm pretty sure, because you're bringing Fantastic Four in. So yeah, Galactus. They could do Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom got pretty big. He made like a whole event around him. To be honest, it's like, see, with the comic books, the characters don't age unless you want them to, because you have complete control of them. They're not real. They're drawn.
Yeah, but live action, you can't.
Yeah, but live action, yeah, that's the problem, because like the actors age. So that's going to be a unique.
Lack interest, you know?
True. Also, because we've never had a cinematic universe before. So this is like a new ground. So we don't know, actually.
I mean, there was Godzilla, but it's...
Yeah, Godzilla's
a guy in a suit, so like...
just a guy in a suit. Like, you just get another guy in a suit. Like, yeah. And
he's a puppet now. Like,
yeah. So so there's not really, so like it's going to be a unique problem. I wonder how they tackle it. I'm pretty sure they'll reboot. That's my guess. Like once, like I don't know, because if you look at the major franchise, like you've got Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, then there's everybody else. So, Inhumans is not a big team. Alpha Flight, which is a Canadian team, they're not big either. I will be shocked if there's an Alpha Flight team.
I feel like most of the Avengers right now have like their young...
Oh, the young teen version, yeah. There's Young Avengers. That's going to be Young Avengers. That's going to be a movie probably. Champions maybe after that. When Young Avengers is over, they can do Champions. I mean, they could do. To be honest, they could do X-Men forever because there's so many X-Men characters. So.
But I'm just curious, like, will the MCU have an end? Because like right now, James Gunn is with DC and he has his whole roadmap. Even though there's a couple like characters and movies, like I don't know why the Authority and Creature Commandos. That's in your first phase. That's quite the.
Yeah, it's weird. Something. I don't know. I'm hoping. I just want a good DC universe. I just want something as comparable as like early Marvel, like Marvel up until Endgame. I want something as good as that or better, or even like. I mean, this is too much to ask. I know, but like as good as the DC animated universe with like Justice League, Batman Beyond, Batman animated series, Superman the animated series. Static Shock, like that would be awesome. Yeah.
The thing is, I wonder because, like, Justice League kind of just dropped you in. You didn't really get everyone's backstory, and like they kind of do that sometimes in some of these superhero movies. Like for Black Adam, you just got the JSA out of nowhere. We didn't get anyone's backstory. They were just plopped into the movie. Like I feel like with better direction, you could maybe work that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
True. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially for like Batman, Superman, and like Wonder Woman. Like,
yeah, those you can just drop in because like I mean everybody knows them. It's like okay, I get it. Yes, parents died.
You can ask anyone on the street, "What's Batman's backstory? What's Superman's backstory?" And it's like, oh yeah, he's an alien man.
For those you can get away with, but I doubt you can. Like, I'm pretty sure they don't know. Let's say I don't know. Jon Stewart's origin story, or which is interesting actually, and then or like Guy Gardner, or even like Blue Beetle's coming out. 90% of the audience doesn't know who Blue Beetle is. Those I think you need to still. I think Flash you needed to. I think the TV show helped, but still, I feel like the first Flash movie should have been. I would like a typical I would have loved a simple build-up.
Yeah, we never really got the proper flashbacks. I mean, I don't know if the Flash movie is going to do that, but in Justice League, what
I personally would have loved. This is just purely me. DC announced that hey, you know what? Marvel, they're doing live-action superhero universes, right? And they're dealing with problems with actors and them aging out and stuff. What if we go full on? We're going to go full on animated. We feel that these stories are so fantastical that only animation can capture them correctly. Also, these characters will be ever living because, hey, we don't have to deal with aging voice actors, but you can replace a voice actor. It's still a visual medium, so as long as Superman looks like Superman, you're good. And then go that route, and then you could have gotten
voice actor could last a lot longer than an actor.
True, maybe that too. And so, then I would have gotten a new Superman movie, a new Batman movie, Flash, all of them got their own solo movie. Then you do a team up movie, in fact, not even immediate team up, because like you can do like I don't know, like a Flash and Green Lantern movie, because that's a thing in the comics. They're friends, or like a Green Arrow movie, because again they're also friends and they have their own like chemistry and stuff. Then a Batman Superman movie where they're friends, not fighting. It still bothers me that their first Batman Superman movie, you've gotten in live action, is them fighting. They're much more interesting as friends. Yeah, so like that would have been cool. Then like slowly, then like next thing, then you do a Justice League movie where they're all together and they're meeting for the first time, and then you move on from there. Like I would have loved that. I want like a nice, clean, simple, like okay, like everyone gets their own solo movie. We do a few team ups, then we do Justice League, and then we're off to the races. And then like I don't know, they fight. What's big bad they can fight actually? I'm reading JLA right now, so I'll see what big bads they come up with. So yeah.
Yeah, like,
and then you can do like GSA and then maybe Wildcats if you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting Authority without Wildcats even being introduced first, so that's going to be interesting for them to do.
True.
Yeah.
No Martian Manhunter movie.
He can't even do a solo thing in the comics, so I don't know how you do it in
the movies. Would have been a good opportunity to do that, because then the movie's like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's ever the supporting character. Always.
I guess.
Yeah, but he is cool though. He has one solo comic in the 90s. That's it. Yeah. Oh no, that's not true. He got a second one, but that was like 12 issues only. So if you want to count that, go ahead. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes with these movies, because like they have to end eventually. Because like right now, I think the longest lasting cast member they have is probably at this point Thor. I feel like everyone else has kind of been phased out.
Yeah,
like old school. MCU.
Scarlett Johansson just straight up quit because she's suing Disney. So
she died. Spoilers.
True, yeah, true. But like they can always bring them back. So
yeah. And they can bring anyone back. It's a comic book.
Yeah. God. Yeah.
But yeah. So like Thor and Chris Hemsworth really, and like he said he's willing to do these movies as much as possible, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure as an actor you want to expand and do more things, and then also having to like, because he's more of an action star, you could say right now, that has like comedic bits.
Yeah.
Like he has Extraction, which is getting a sequel soon, and that's like a hardcore action movie. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I like the first one a lot.
People change their minds. So what if he wants to become more of a hardcore action?
Yeah, R-rated star. Yeah. Raid 3 starring Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, like what if he wants to be like the American version of like that guy?
Yeah.
Because like we said, John Wick is aging. What if he wants to be the new hotness and this Extraction takes off?
Yeah.
Or he starts off another franchise or whatever. I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to be Thor forever. I mean, they kind of set it up in Love and Thunder. There's like this little girl he adopts that also has powers. So,
I mean, surprisingly, they could go full CGI and just replace them with Beta Ray Bill, yeah, which I think you would love.
Dude, like that's what Love and Thunder should have been about. Man, after reading the Walt Simonson run, I'm like, man, the fact that there is no MCU Beta Ray Bill is highly disappointing.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't read it, so I can't really give an opinion either way. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I still don't know what the fuck Sony is doing with their Marvel villains getting a movie. I mean, their Spider-Man villains getting movies without Spider-Man. Like, what is a Kraven the Hunter movie gonna do? And is he gonna be a good guy, or is he just an asshole that's killing things?
I don't know. Like, I don't get the whole villain solo thing. I mean, anti-hero, I get.
Venom could kind of.
Yeah, but Venom transitioned. But even Venom transitioned to anti-hero. So, like, it's like
in Lethal Protector and shit like that. Like, I could kind of see that.
To be fair, Joker has a solo series right now. It's like, I guess, so, and he had a solo movie too, which made $1 billion. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not interested. Like, if Kraven the Hunter, I only care about him because like, oh, he's gonna fuck up Spider-Man. Like, I don't care about what Kraven the Hunter does on a Sunday alone. Like, I don't like unless he's doing something with Spider-Man.
For
I don't
most
care.
of these characters, we didn't care about them until they fought the hero. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Like, I don't like it. Really, it's weird. I don't get that. Like Green Goblin, if you don't know, Green Goblin had a solo series, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Aren't there like a tons of goblins? There's like a gold goblin now or something.
Yeah, there's a gold goblin right now. There's a red goblin right now too. I don't know what. I don't know what the story.
I saw a cover for both of them. It looks like Power Rangers. A lot of people use that to diss it, but I'm like, damn, I kind of want to. Especially since like Red Goblin apparently has like the Carnage symbiote in him. So I'm like, oh, symbiotes.
My God. So armor.
I'm bad. I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, you are part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem. But see, I'm in a more wholesome way. I just want cool shit. That's all I want. Just give me cool shit, a cool monster, a little sword. I'm happy. I'm not going to be complaining on the internet. And I feel more people need to be like me because I still remember the fucking Twitter meltdown that happened in like what was the Book of Boba Fett where someone
spin yeah laser gun. Yeah, was it Rodriguez? Rodriguez, I think, like shot that, which is like we like him like as a director. I mean, he did Battle Angel Alita. Battle Angel Alita 2 is going to come out.
Goofies for Star Wars, you know, the franchise, like the little alien Muppet that can barely talk properly, and a giant bear man that just go, oh. So like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something here. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I feel like a guy can twist his gun around, do a little spin, and it fit in universe. I don't know.
God. I like that. You guys need
a big galaxy.
I like that. Y'all need more Toku in your life.
We do. We honestly do. The fact that I'm not sure if you've seen the Flash trailer where it's like Supergirl fighting. I was gonna call him Gorilla Grodd, General Zod, when they're fighting each other. It's just like a plain background.
Ah, okay. I only saw the first trailer. I didn't see the second trailer. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a plain background, and like people have been saying on Twitter, put them in the quarry, you know, where all the like Super Sentai fights are, you know, put them there.
Oh, the warehouse, the Kamen Rider fights.
Put them in the warehouse, the quarry. This is what we crave. That's where like superheroes should fight. If they're not going to fight in the city, you know, put them in the quarry. But
you know, I've noticed that even Dragon Ball, they always go away, like some, like, I don't know, desert or like, I don't know, ice place. They never fight in the city. Superheroes always fight in the city. Like even in Justice League, when Shazam and Superman are fighting, they're like destroying buildings left and right. Yeah.
I mean, like, it's the more. See, I see it on two sides. For like, you know, for the characters, you know, it's more responsible to move away. But I also wonder if it's more of like an economical thing, like for Toriyama, because we know Toriyama kind of likes his art.
Oh, right, because like he doesn't have to focus on the backgrounds that much. It's just like a rock. And
I could totally see that being a Toriyama thing. I don't want to draw tall buildings. I just fuck it. Here's a landscape. I
thought it was a more like artistic reason where like Japanese people have found ways to like, no, we could. It's still like it's too irresponsible to put in the city, so we'll just somewhere else. But we'll find ways to like show
still fights in the city no matter what. So like, you know, Ultraman doesn't like.
Yeah, but like they have like a production thing because they have to show like the miniatures and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, and I think
kind of Ultraman Nexus, he actually takes them into like I forgot what they call it, but like when a kaiju comes out, Ultraman Nexus comes and they kind of warp into like an alternate place. That way, there's no damage. Which I think Nexus is the only one that has done that.
Yeah, true. Everyone else is just like, we are going to. Everybody evacuated though. Okay, everybody somehow. Everybody evacuated in time every time.
And dude, the Japanese architects in the world of Ultraman are like fucking rich. They are constantly rebuilding cities.
Jeez. Oh God, yeah, jeez. So that'd be interesting. Oh, but so like speaking of comic books and superheroes, you've been on a binge of like one particular creator, which like, well, two creators actually, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. They've done Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Gray, Batman: The Long Halloween, and now you just recently read Superman for all seasons. So like, what's this like journey been?
It's weird because it's not like it wasn't really intentional. When you try getting into a lot of these characters, it's just like that duo's work pops up. If you're going to get into Spider-Man Blue is recommended. If you're going to get into Hulk Gray is recommended. I'm pretty sure once I get into Daredevil, I'm going to need to read Daredevil Yellow, which is also
Daredevil Yellow. Yes.
Yeah. So then, Long Halloween has always been a Batman story I've heard a lot about, along with Superman for all seasons.
Yeah.
Batman Long Halloween was a bit longer than I thought it was going to be. It was like 12 issues.
It's 12 issues. Dark Victory, same thing, 12 issues. It was just a sequel to Long Halloween.
And I think there's also Haunted Night, which is maybe connected. I'm
not sure. Haunted Night, it's like an optional prequel if you want. It's not a prequel. It's a prequel. That's before Long Halloween. Yeah.
Oh wait, fuck that. Probably.
In the new deluxe editions, it actually says the Batman Long Halloween prequel, Haunted Night, and then Dark Victory is like the Batman Long Halloween sequel, Dark Victory. Like it actually says that on the cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long Halloween was a fun mystery. At first going into it, I didn't know, like, you kind of have to go into it with a mindset that it's like year one Batman kind of.
Yeah. So what the story was that Batman Year One came out, then they did Batman Year Two, but a lot of people didn't like Batman Year Two. I liked it, but like a lot of people don't. So they're like, okay. And then Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale were on this like creative like role. So they're like, oh, then we'll do like Long Halloween, which is like early Batman, and then that slowly over time just became, oh, this is the actual Batman Year Two. And it's interesting because it shows like the transition from like the mafia gangster element to Gotham transitioning from like the mafia element to like Batman's crazy ass rogues gallery.
Right.
Yeah. And then you get the Two-Face. Like, you get Two-Face and Robin origin story there too, which is also like crazy. Yeah.
It's good. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to.
What do you think of Tim Sale's art? Because when I showed some people the panels, like Joker, like his like crazy teeth, or Batman's like crazy cape, people were like, "What the fuck is that?"
See, I've been fine with his art. Like, I liked it in Spider-Man Blue. I liked it in Hulk Gray. I liked it in.
We are because you experienced it from before. Yeah.
Right. Like the Joker design, I've always heard the Joker design was pretty crazy. I like it. I do like big maniac smiles, so it's my wheelhouse. So I felt like the art was really good. I was a bit hesitant with for all seasons because like Superman has like a thumb head.
Yeah, he has a big head, small face. That's
he just
but it works. Like when you actually see it in the panels, it works somehow.
Yeah, like it works. Like the coloring is beautiful. Like it was this really good panel of like Clark and Pa Kent looking at sunset.
Yeah, you send me that. Like, so beautiful watercolors and stuff. There's this one shot that like one panel that like he's walking through Smallville with like Lana Lang and Pete Ross, and there's so much detail in the city itself, like, and it's like so beautiful. I think it's autumn or something. That's the season. It's so good.
I enjoyed Long Halloween, but like for all seasons is like one of those pieces of media that's just like wow, this is why superheroes are still a thing.
Yeah,
for me personally, it was just such a delightful series. Kind of reaffirms not only just superheroes, but like Superman, like why this particular character is still like such a monolith for like that particular genre.
True. I mean, for those who haven't read it, it's a story about like it's not really a Superman story. It's more about how Superman's goodness affects everybody around him, and like you see everybody else's perspective and how Superman has changed them or inspired them, and it's really really cool. So yeah, like it's an awesome, like it shows like, oh, this is why Superman is like needed and why he's so awesome.
And there's because everyone's like, oh, Superman's only good if he's evil, which is like the most small brain.
Oh my god, I hate that so much.
I hate every time I hear it. It triggers me.
Yeah.
And like in this book, and for all seasons, like there's not really even that much action. Like I think maybe for like a robot he punches and he crushes a gun.
I don't even remember. Like, that's how good it is. I remember the character moments. I don't even remember the action.
Yeah, like it's not action packed. It's very story driven. It's very hopeful. It's just good. It's like you go through a wide range of emotions. I was like near tears a couple times reading it. Just how beautiful it was as a story.
It has one of my favorite moments in Superman where like there's a kid, he's like playing on a ledge for some reason, crazy stupid kid.
Yeah, kids being kids.
I would never go on the edge of a
I know. I like to think I was a smart kid because I remember when Power Rangers was the thing. Everyone's like, parents all over the place were like, oh, you know, the kids are going to try copying the shit they see in Power Rangers. Like, that's a superhero of armor. I don't have that. So I don't know. Maybe I was just a smart kid because I'm even for Dragon Ball. Oh, it's going to promote violence. I'm like, no, because I know if I punch someone, my mom's going to slap the shit out of me.
And I'm not Super Saiyan to take that hit.
Yeah. You can't survive the mom sandal. Like, what the fuck? Even Goku would be scared of that. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, like, there's a kid, he's playing on a ledge, he falls, and Superman catches him, puts him back, and then the kid's like, oh, cool costume. Superman's like, thanks, my mom made it. And I think the kid says, oh, that sucks.
Actually, I don't know. I think he said that's cool or something.
Oh, he said that's cool? Oh, he says it.
Yeah,
okay.
Like he was pretty. Again, it's a very overall positive book. It's not mean spirited in any way.
Yeah. So then, like, but see, like that's like Superman is a dork, but like it's like lovable and charming. And like I like that. Like, yeah, my mom made it. Yeah, like that. Like that's like that innocent, like cool boy that he is. Like, yeah, geez.
It's to me, it's like
because like if Batman saved that kid, he would shit himself.
Yeah. Also, like, cool costume disappears.
Yeah, disappear. You wouldn't say anything. You would just say you would like maybe in some versions give a smile and that's it, and then like go away. Yes.
Or if it was like a kid he's trying to groom into a Robin.
Hey kid, what's your size? Oh, okay. Like put on this red and green costume for me.
Oh, you like it? I could make you one too. Do you have a passion for justice, young man?
That's like a running joke on like back issues. It's like, oh, Batman's like constantly like looking for Robin.
It is a funny observation because, like, man, because like, you think after the first Robin, I'm good. No, I'm just going to keep on having more. Never mind.
Robins. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. So,
I'm surprised Damian's name isn't just Robin.
No, because Ra's al Ghul raised him. He didn't get a chance to raise him.
That's true.
Yeah,
I would imagine if Batman just had a kid. It's like, you're Robin. What? You just Robin.
That's all I can do. That's like every child to me is a Robin. That's it.
You're forever Robin. You don't care. What's Robin's secret identity? Robin.
Oh my God. Yeah, so out of all of them, Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Gray, Batman Long Halloween, and Superman for All Seasons, which one would you like? How would you rank them?
If I were to rank them right now, definitely Superman for All Seasons on top. After that, maybe Spider-Man Blue.
Oh, okay.
See, for between Long Halloween and Hulk Gray, it's kind of rough. I mean, Long Halloween is an interesting, Batman story. It deals more with the mystery and all of that. Hulk Gray is just like the Hulk origin story, essentially. And I read the original Hulk, so I know how that goes. So I would say it's a little bit more preferable to the original, at least for my taste and experience with comic books. So
I'm still shocked you because I expected you okay, a Spider-Man from the 60s. I understand. Then you're like, oh, I'm gonna read Hulk from the 60s. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, okay.
Well, see, again,
I know monsters. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not just that. Because I really wanted to read Immortal Hulk, and apparently that pulls a lot from Hulk lore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I read like the first Epic collection. I'm kind of like, this is all over the place. Like again, second issue, he's fighting frog aliens. I'm like, the man just, I don't know. It's like he automatically between like turning into the Hulk and the next issue, like he got, I don't know. They were on and off. Like for a couple issues, it was like a werewolf thing. Then it's not. Then he kind of controls the Hulk by like blasting gamma radiation into himself, and then I don't know. I could kind of see why the book got canceled a couple times. And
I mean, there was still like workshopping it and still thinking. I mean, literally, Peter Parker in like the second issue was called like Paul Parker. Like Stanley was just like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm just like making shit as I go. Yeah.
Hey there, true believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get back more into Spider-Man because there's quite a lot of stories to be told.
Oh yeah, you're still in the you reached the college phase for him. Yeah.
You the college arc, baby.
Which he stays in for quite a while, and then he becomes a grad teacher. So yeah, that's going to be interesting.
I mean, according to a lot of Spider-Man writers.
This is the best era. Yeah, yeah, because he's like dating Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane.
Curious to see if it lives up to the hype. Yeah.
Well, okay, he doesn't date both of them. He like goes on a few dates with one, but he sticks with Gwen Stacy, and then Mary Jane's in the background. Then Gwen Stacy dies, and then that's when Mary Jane comes into the picture. And then we've been fighting that ever since.
Peter Parker.
Yeah. What's your next? What are you going to read next? What's your next thing that you're going to read?
For DC, trying to decide my next Superman story. Superman has like 4 origin stories that are all highly acclaimed, and I'm like, I'm not going to read 4 origin stories back to back.
Some people claim for all seasons to be an origin story, but I disagree with that. There's elements of that because it takes place.
Not really,
it takes place in early Superman days when I'm like, it's not really an origin story. Yeah, I would say my recommendation would be if you are starting the main Superman like title and you're going to read that like continuously, like you're reading 60s Spider-Man right now, read the John Byrne origin story because that's where like it starts. If you're just looking like, you know what, I just want to read a Superman origin story just like that, I don't really care about reading anything after that, I'm just reading like solo books right now, read Birthright because it's the best out of the origin stories. Like that's probably where you want to go. If you want more Tim Sale, like I said, more Tim Sale art, Kryptonite, that's a story he wrote actually, no Jeff Loeb. So yeah, he wrote and he drew. So like, yeah, it's like him first encountering Kryptonite for the first time in his life. So that I don't know if it's canon or not, but it's still a cool story. What else is there? Oh, Superman Up in the Sky. That's a really cool story as well.
Oh yeah, that one I have on my DC list.
Yeah, Superman and Shazam. If you want to see how those two first met, it's not canon, but it's still cool. And you get a Shazam story too in there.
Smashes the Klan.
Oh yeah, I need to read that. I haven't read that yet. That's in my list as well to read. I bought the book on discount, so yeah.
Which is always a concept I've always wondered. I'm like, do superheroes go after the Klan? And Superman does.
Yeah, I mean the comic books just don't deal with it. Oh, you haven't read? I can't believe I haven't mentioned it. All-Star Superman.
Oh right, yeah,
the big one.
That should have been the one that I should have gone to. That might actually just be the one.
Okay.
Grant Morrison does that one.
Grant Morrison, yeah, Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley art, yeah.
Okay, that might be my first Grant Morrison experience.
Yeah, I think that was mine too. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh, there's another one. The author is a piece of shit, but the story is amazing. Max Landis' Superman American Alien. It's another. Oh, this is an origin story as well. Never mind, but it's really good. It's like an origin anthology story. It's different. Okay, it hits different.
I guess.
Yeah. There's not really anything else any solo books I can mention other than that. But yeah,
I think I remember I put it in. There was like Superman Brainiac.
Okay, sure, you can read that. That's part of Jeff Johns' run on Superman. It's part of the run. Yeah. It's not like a standalone graphic novel thing. Yeah.
I see. That's the way.
All of these I mentioned are standalone graphic novels. Yeah.
Yeah, because I still have my list. Because right now I'm using the DC app. I know there's a couple collections you recommended me for Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
That are available on the app, but I have to have Ultra, which it's like $40 more than the standard annual subscription. So I don't really feel like doing that.
For me, DC wise, I'm reading The Flash. I'm going to continue that. I'm on the last Mark Waid book, and then I'm thinking I'm going to continue reading Shazam and finish that off too. For Marvel, I'm kind of stuck. I have to jump back into Spider-Man because I'm getting to the Roger Stern run, and Hobgoblin shows up, so I got to finish that. I want to continue X-Men, but I'm like, it's been a while. Will I remember everything? I don't know. I might have to start from the beginning again. Maybe I don't.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm really honestly surprised. I'm like, so he's going to start X-Men. He has to at some point.
Well, it's just because it looks like they're so big. They have so many comics and.
You read One Piece. Everything else is small compared to that.
But see, One Piece is one continuous story.
This is kind of one continuous story.
It's easier to navigate. I don't have to worry about Immortal X-Men, the New Mutants.
Okay.
X-Force.
Yeah. Okay, I get your point now. Yes. Okay. Yeah. But it's so good. It's so worth it, man. It's so good.
I mean, I eventually will, but right now, I think from my personal roadmap with Marvel superheroes right now, it's Spider-Man. Thor, I'm almost done with reading what I want to read from Thor. I just need to read Jason Aaron's run, and then I'm just going to be done with Thor. After that, go back to Hulk and just start with Bill Mantlo and go from Peter David, Jeff Loeb, all that.
Yeah.
And then maybe cap off at Immortal Hulk. I've heard mixed things on the Donny Cates run for Hulk, so I'm not too sure about that, even though that follows up Immortal Hulk. Then maybe Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah, true.
And then maybe X-Men and Doctor Strange.
Okay. I thought we were going to go No Inhumans. I'm very surprised there's No Inhumans in this reading.
Oh, the Inhumans? Yeah, sure.
very, very surprised there's No Inhumans.
When all else fails, there's the Inhumans.
Yeah. Okay. And just my recommendation, again, you don't have to. It's because it's your journey. You do you. But I would highly recommend Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Fantastic Four.
Oh, right.
Yes.
You see, for the longest time, I had no interest in the Fantastic Four. I just thought
it's Marvel's first family, man.
I know, but shit.
Okay, but just so this might actually be a deterrent. The Inhumans get introduced in that run. Just saying.
See, look, they're the 2 minutes. See, they're
the
2 minutes.
But Black Panther also gets introduced in that run. So, I think it balances out. Okay.
I see. It balances out. Sure.
Yeah. To be honest, they introduce. No, I think no. Okay, never mind. I thought because I was wondering what leads into what. Because I think they meet Black Panther, then literally the next issue they meet Galactus, which is very weird. But yeah.
Damn. It's quite a lot of meetings they have.
Yeah, there's. I mean, it's the beginning, so they meet a lot of first people the first time. Yeah,
that's true. Spider-Man was the same way in his start, even though that was mainly just his villains.
Yeah.
See, I think maybe I was a little bit adverse to the Fantastic Four just because my original first-hand experience with them was the freaking live action movies.
Yeah, no, they're terrible. Oh, they're so bad.
And then I just thought they were weird. I'm like, oh, stretchy guy thing, fire guy. What? Little did I know, later on, one of my favorite things would revolve around a stretchy guy in One Piece. I thought being stretchy was kind of lame back then. So for the longest time, I just always pushed them off. I'm like, well, they're not even in the MCU.
I remember I asked a friend of mine the stupid question of who would win in a fight, from Mr. Fantastic or Luffy. I'm like, of course it would be Luffy, like hands down. Luffy like has so many combat tricks and gears and all of that. Like, unless Reed Richards can outsmart him, then yeah, he has a chance. But like hand to hand, like nah.
Well, doesn't
Luffy's
like he have all this tech that could like I don't know? Like, doesn't I forgot? Was it Fantastic Four? They have like the ultimate nullifier or whatever.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four have it. Yeah, but like that's a universe-ending device. Like, are you going to use that against Luffy? Like, I don't.
If it's a one-on-one death battle using all their weapons and armor.
Does anybody even watch that shit anymore? I don't know.
I still kind of do, but I don't even watch the fight. I just like want to learn about the characters and then I fuck off.
Oh, really? I thought the fight's the best part. That's when they actually animate a full fight. Like, oh, okay.
I honestly don't care. I just want to know what the character does. And I always find it funny because also there's a bit of comedy because it's cool if like, okay, the character does this X, Y, and Z, but I also find it funny because like they have to calculate this shit. And like, I 100% guarantee. I'm not sure about comic book writers. I know some of them kind of care about power levels, but I 100% guarantee you, Akira Toriyama does not care how many tons of TNT Goku has in it. I will bet money on it. Oda, Toriyama, none of these guys give a shit about like the speed of light or whatever. They just do shit because it's cool.
Cool, yeah.
Because it wouldn't make sense. Because realistically speaking, Goku, he could survive getting punched in the face by Frieza, who could like blow up a planet. But in the Resurrection F movie, he gets shot in the chest by a laser beam from like a subordinate character. And that is so intense from him. He goes from Super Saiyan God to base form. So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So most of the shit's bullshit anyways, You could throw a rock at Goku in one panel, doesn't affect him. Throw it in another panel, all of a sudden he's like, what the fuck? Why do you throw a rock at me? So, yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with like even Spider-Man. His strength changes with every writer. Like in some of them, he's like invincible, could like crack a person's skull. In others, he's like getting the shit kicked out of him by like, I don't know, like Doc Ock or Green Goblin or something. Like, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so like it really doesn't matter. I just like knowing like because sometimes they'll dig up like certain characters have abilities that like rarely get mentioned. Like apparently like Nightcrawler could like go into shadows or something, but I only know that for teleporting. I didn't even know that was an ability of his.
Yeah, when he goes into shadows, you just like he basically blends in fully, so you don't see him other than his like yellow eyes. Yeah.
Right. So like certain characters, because like the thing with comic book characters, where I'm always hesitant about pairing them up with like an anime character, is like I feel like if you give a comic book character enough time, like all of them eventually, unless they're like severely street level, they all like go into God mode. Like the Flash is like master of the Speed Force, and the Speed Force could do X, Y, and Z as it goes on. Green Lantern could carry the planet by using the willpower. Batman is Batman.
What does Batman do? He's just Batman. Give him enough time to do anything, he will come up with a plan.
Yeah, man. What are you, dense? He's the goddamn Batman. It's like they all become overpowered. Like I'm pretty sure Ant-Man, really, when you look at him and the shit he does, he's like a fucking god compared to most anime characters. Because at least with anime, they eventually end, and like Goku's still around, he's still becoming powerful and everything. So maybe there's an argument to be made for Goku and Luffy, but like I don't know. I don't think they reach the levels of busted some of these superheroes eventually reach.
True. Yeah. I mean, yeah. When you go, I think maybe that's the nice way to end these franchises. Or their characters, like at some point, they become God if they go on long enough.
Yeah, like eventually, because I know right now.
Harry Potter keeps going. He will eventually learn how to be, I don't know, God.
Yeah, he's going to become the Wizard Supreme. He doesn't even need a wand anymore. He just flicks his finger.
Oh God, I think that's a nice place to end it. Yeah, everybody becomes God.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone becomes God. The end.
Yeah.
So that is another episode of the Falcon Punch Cast. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Maybe that might be the Anime Club episode. Maybe not. We'll see. Maybe we'll just drag the Anime Club out and just like give a little sprinkles, and then someone can make.
Do you? I don't have enough stories to like fill in. It'll be all yours then. Like maybe some drama. I can give like one 5-minute story. That's.
I mean, within University, I feel like some of it kind of like. Mm-hmm. Not that you were directly affected by it, but you saw certain cases of it firsthand.
Yeah.
And then later on told me. So, I mean, I don't think I want to go that in depth with the drama that went behind it, just because it gets very personal for a lot of people. Not really me, because where it got really dramatic, I wasn't even in the club anymore. I already fucked off. I was doing my master's degree. I didn't have time for no anime club.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see on that. You know, there's a lot. It's summer. We could do like a summer thirst podcast.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. All right, that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Who knows? Only. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. Falcon Punchers.
Oh, is that the fan name?
I don't know. I was going to say True Believers, but then I chickened out. Because I realized I didn't do like a cheesy Stan Lee voice. Not that like mine's any good. So then like yeah.
Okay, all right. Falcon Punchers it is. All right. Goodbye, Punchers.
Yeah, Falcon Punchers it is. Goodbye, Punchers. Stay fisting.
That should be our end. Bye, Punchers. Stay fisting. Yes. We're gonna say that. We're gonna say that at the end of every episode now.
Okay, sure. I hope we both remember that in like the next 2 weeks. You know, we open up the next. It's been a while since the last recording. If that does land, I would love for us to get like an anime convention panel. I don't know what we'll do, but we just do that, and then at the end, of all right, Punchers, goodbye, stay fisting, and leave. Mom, what's a fister?
Dude, no kid watches this channel. Fuck that.
That's true. We're 18 plus.
Yeah, we're 18 plus here. Yeah.
Fuck you, kid. Go back to YouTube Kids where you belong. Go watch Coco Melon.
This is coming from two people who actively watch Sentai Kamen Rider, by the way.
Yeah, we actively talk about kids stuff, but we don't want kids anymore. Fair. I mean, because again, when it comes to this shit, I am very convinced 50% of it is for children, and the other 50 is for like man children. Like that's how it works.
Yeah,
it's not 100% for the kids, unless it's like Paw Patrol. But anyways, we'll leave it off there.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Punchers. Stay fisting. There.
Yeah, stay fisting.